Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the Shelby TV Sports Special. Nick Buckler alongside the famous Myers, the grandson, Dan Myers here, former collegiate star of De La Salle Collegiate. Man, great to have you up here for this final regular season matchup between the Eisenhower Eagles and the Dakota Cougars. Dan, it's a big game as they wrap up the season.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick, and it definitely is a house divided. Both entrances came out to a loud audience ovation, and it truly is a matter of just a lot of energy in here tonight. It should be a really good one.
Definitely going to be a lot of energy here as we see Eisenhower coming in first in the division. They're 4-1 in divisional play, 13-10-1 overall. Dakota 3-2 in divisional play, 13-9-2 overall. So two very similar teams. They play quick styles. They start from their defense and move forward. Coach Bob Hall has really liked the way his team has evolved this year. They had some tough early one-goal losses to start the year against De La Salle and Novi, some real good talent, and then they've started to put some wins together. The last two games, they're outscoring their opponents 15-2. On Valentine's Day, they took down St. Clair Shores Unified 8-0, and then coming off on the 18th, a 7-2 win against Anchor Bay. Dakota, on the other hand, they're 1-0-1 in their last two, coming off of a big 6-5 win against Royal Oak, and then they tied at Troy 2-2 before. Let's throw that all away. Winner of this takes home the division, and then as they head into the state playoffs coming up next week, and we're getting set, and the puck is dropped, and we are underway. Puck is dumped in by Dakota, and it appears that's going to go back for an icing, and we already have a whistle 5 seconds in to the first period.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to look out for that senior captain, Andrew Brooks. I mean, he's just been an incredible talent, his whole career at Dakota. He was one of the top 3-point leaders his freshman year, and to get that out of a freshman is a lot. And you don't really see that too much, but he's definitely a star, and the high school's got to be pretty proud of him.
Absolutely. Eisenhower controls the draw. Flipped into the slot there, and it's cleared high off the glass, but not. Yes, it does get out. There's Burns, the captain of Eisenhower, has it there, and then it's kicked in by number 15, Zach Hamilton. Puck bouncing around at center ice. And no one really establishing possession. Now it's Eisenhower back to the point for Hamilton. Wings it around. That puck is up into the bench area, and we're going to get another stoppage in play.
You got some I'm looking out here at this ice. You got some good size out there on that Dakota team. Pretty evenly matched with Eisenhower, but just some big size differences, and that makes for some good hard hitting tonight.
Yeah, Dominic Barton, though, is getting the start in net for Eisenhower tonight, and he's 4-1, and his goals against average under 1, .99, and his save percentage very impressive, .954. He's emerged as now the starting goalie moving forward, and that's going to be big as we see Nick Svetnovsky dump it deep for the Eagles. Controlled behind the net, flipped out there. That's DeBrango. This is their big line for Eisenhower. They have Adrian DeBrango, Chad Ritchie, and Matthew Haste, who is leading the way in scoring by quite a bit. And there's some physical play behind the net. Eisenhower controls into the slot, tipped away, kept in though by Svetnovsky.
It looks like Dakota's trying to keep their composure, but looks like they're scrambling for some position.
Definitely on their heels though. Yeah, I've seen that first. And can't get it out. Good strong play on the point there by Valisevic. 2 on 2 the other way. Dakota brings it in. Svetnovsky, a great play defensively, and Valisevic able to get it out to the blue line, where it is then cleared by DeBrango. Picked up the other way. It's Chad Ritchie bringing it on. Drop pass to DeBrango. DeBrango makes a man miss over to Ritchie. Back to DeBrango in the slot, knocked away nicely by the defender of Dakota. Controlled behind the net there by Adrian DeBrango. He's still with it, into the slot. Back to the point, and Clapper blocked in front. Red flings it around for Eisenhower. Rolled into the slot there, puck bouncing around, battle for it. Looks like we got a delayed penalty coming up here. That looks like it's going to be going on Eisenhower, yes? It is. Dakota's going to be going to a power play. Who do they got? See what? I didn't see exactly what happened, but it is going to be Adrian DeBrango headed to the box. He was at the end of a very long shift, and that's kind of the sign when players get tired. Is that Debrang? It looks like Chad Ritchie, actually, number 96 in the box for Eisenhower. We'll see what the call was, but just when you get tired, it's tough. You lose your feet, stop moving your feet, and then that's when you get called for a penalty every time. But Eisenhower's able to clear it down now on the PK.
Yeah, you get a lot of frustration, too, once you're trying to get a line change, whether or not you're seeing your guys the boys at the bench not paying attention or whatnot. But, yeah, a lot of times you can see that when players when they get tired, they get sloppy.
Barton blocked it behind the net there. Big hit coming.
Oh, he was looking for that.
Number 7, Lucas Zopik controls. Good passing here, get it behind. Ref gets it in his skates, but it's dumped back around there by Porzadnik. And cleared into everywhere. The netting, the bench, the stanchions, and more importantly, a whistle. 1:24 left in the Eisenhower penalty, 14-18 left in the first period.
That's right, Nick. You got to keep your head up even when you're on the bench. You never know where that puck's going and what direction it's going to go. Just one simple tip, and you could be looking at some teeth on the ground.
Yeah, Melly Schmidt's going to take the draw for Dakota, and it's going to split the D. Too good of a win there, and it's going to work out in the Eagles' favor. Dakota picks it up behind the net. It's their captain, Brooks, that you mentioned in the pregame. Passes it up to Schmidt. Schmidt's shot deflected into the protective netting, and another stoppage. That faceoff will be to the right of Dominic Barton upcoming. This power play has really yet to get some pressure on the Eagles, and really Dakota hasn't really put pressure on them at all, even with this power play. They've kind of been on their heels, and Eisenhower really looks energized to start this game.
Yeah, in Dakota, you can't count them out. That Royal Oak game, their last game, they ended up tying up, came out strong in the third period, and it was just they beat a good team. It was Royal Oak's last loss was December 10th, so they were pretty hot going in to play Dakota, and they were resilient and pulled out for the win.
Blake Kushai dumps it deep for the Eagles, and now Dakota's going to set up in their own end behind their tender and break it up the ice on the power play. 30 seconds remain in that power play. Brought in by the captain, Brooks, and he loses it there. It's picked up by Barrett, and then he's going to go for a change as Rombach's going to control for Dakota and get it deep. That's going to count as a shot on net. Barton's going to play it nonchalantly, and that's going to work out in their favor as Kushai's going to be able to dump it down the ice and pretty much kill off the rest of this penalty as 10 seconds remain as Dakota sets up behind their own net.
Yeah, that was pretty close, almost too many men on the ice. It's a good thing he didn't touch it and let it go in his own zone.
Yeah, it's always down on if they play it or not. There's a chance there by 23 for Zodnik. Taken the other way. This is Nolan up for the Eagles as he's gaining the zone. Almost offside. They say no dice.
Dominic Barton, pretty comfortable in net. He's faced some tough shots so far, but seems pretty confident. It's definitely helps when you get a goaltender getting some early shots on net. You know, break that nervousness that you get before the game, especially with a big rivalry like this.
Big hit there by the Eagles. Svetnovsky controls and it's leveled there by Emily Schmidt. And Svetnovsky has some choice words, gives him a shove. This is the kind of hockey that you know and love here, especially in the Macomb Area Conference. Eagles control now as Dakota makes a change. I
thought we might be seeing a retaliation penalty right there. I'll get you sometimes with that.
You know, that was a tough one there, but you never know. Dakota now controls the other way. One-on-one, here we go. It's Brooks, the captain, coming in. He's hooked up. No call. Bodies flying everywhere. What's going to happen here? Martin does freeze it. And
that was a scary run into the boards by C.J. Saltman.
Yeah.
But he seems to be all right.
Saltman went in awkwardly head first, and Barton just smartly freezes it as we're going to take another gander at this one. Brooks,
number 55 coming in.
Loses his footing, just kind of on his own, I think, there. Nice hit on the board there by Ristic. And Dakota's just going to dump and check up, and it's still offside, so Eisenhower's going to have a while to reset and try to clear this puck. Neffer overskates it a little bit, is able to get it back. Where there, Krasky's going to have it. Here comes Matthew Haste over the line, a shot, waffle boarded away. Kept in though by Krasky. and dumps it around where Chad Ritchie's going to control the big line for the Eagles. Ritchie puts a shot on net. It's blocked away again by the goaltender of Dakota, and this puck is going to go out of play yet again. 11:02 left in the first period. No score between the Eisenhower Eagles and the Dakota Cougars on this final regular season game from Suburban Ice in Macomb Township. Home to many teams here, especially tonight, the Eisenhower Eagles. And the faceoffs going to be to the left of the netminder. Shot in, nice right pad save there on the attempt by Jacob Burns, the captain of the Eagles, and it's brought away. Here we go on a 2-on-2. Lusky brings it around. He gets his legs taken out by him by Burns. Able to control there. Puck pinned against the boards. Jacob Burns comes out, and then there's a trip on Lusky. Not called. The Barrett's going to get it up for Eisenhower. Tipped in by 74, Connor Cosley. Goes in to chase it. Brooks comes out, misses it for Dakota, and this is going to not make it down for icing as Kraske picks it up for Dakota and gets smacked into the boards there. Another big hit on Barrett. Cougars are coming out playing the body tonight. A big hit by Brooks.
Connor Frederick was looking for a big hit right there, and he definitely delivered it.
I feel like playing the puck is secondary thus far in this game, as this puck is fanned on there by Jacob Burns as he tries to get it deep, ends up getting it deep, and that is a penalty coming up. I believe that's going to be against Eisenhower. Zach Barrett's going to go 2 for tripping, and the PK unit of the Eagles is going back to work.
Absolutely. They're getting frustrated. This is going to be a nice, hard-hitting game.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. The size of the Cougars is really getting to the undersized Eagle team, and there you see he just flips the old legs right out from under him. And the goaltender, a few defensemen, everyone, the crowd all had their hands up in the air. And I think the last person to put their hand up in the air was the man in the stripes.
Yeah, you knew something was coming. There was a lot of hits and probably some questionable ones early on, but you knew there was a penalty coming back.
Face-off won by the Eagles, and Nolan cleared around by Svetnovsky and out controlled now by Brooks at center ice. Nice head fake there, and he's going to get it over the blue line, fire a wrist shot on, and no rebound from Dominic Barton. A face-off will come up to his right. 9:45 to go in the opening period. Nolan and Schmidt will go at it again here in the face-off dot. Again won by Nolan and the Eagles. Back to the point, Brooks has it there. He's going to fake the shot, pass over to Pozadnik, a shot, and again, no rebound, and a big smothering save by Dominic Barton.
Yeah, Barton had Lusky right in his way. That could have been some interference going on right there, but he stayed resilient, and Barton got the save.
9:32 left in the opening period, 1:34 to go in the penalty to Barrett, and the Eagles' second penalty kill and the second power play opportunity for the Dakota Cougars. Brooks off the draw, big left pad saved by Barton, controlled though by Schmidt behind the net. Gonna go behind a nice play there by Frederick, controls, looks back to the point where
for Lusky in front.
Brooks back to the point. Cipriano didn't like the hit from Lusky and slashes his stick out of his hands. Then he's muscled off the puck. Lusky going to go back the other way, and it looks like there may be a penalty coming up. I'm not sure. Maybe played with a hand pass. We shall see. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty against the Dakota Cougars. That's going to go against Brad Lusky, so we'll see the Eisenhower Eagles power play unit for the first time tonight. They've converted once shorthanded. We shall see what they are able to do with their power play unit as they're going to send Nolan out there. Matthew Hayes, their leading scorer, who has 25 goals, 44 points on the year, will be playing the point with the captain, Jacob Burns. Back to Hayes at the point there, and it's handed out but controlled by the Eagles. Back to Burns, the captain. Quarterbacks this power play, gets it over the blue line. Holds, waits for his pals, gets it over to Nolan. Nolan's going to put the slap shot on net through some bodies, and where there, it is frozen. And the face-off will be coming up in the Dakota zone.
Yeah, that Eisenhower power play is definitely a prime example of pushing it to the limits. When you're going back and forth, you got Brad Lusky and Cipriano going back and forth with each other. It was just a matter of time before one of them got called, and Lusky, unfortunately for Dakota, got called.
Yeah, he did. And now we're going to see their penalty killing unit, which is up against a tough task. These Eisenhower power play units, they've been pretty good over the years. Haste struggles with it there, and it's cleared out by Schmidt of the Cougars. Nolan retreats in his own zone. He's coming up with a head of speed over center ice.
Oh,
AO, that's what they say. Nolan has it. Back to Burns. Burns sauces one over nicely to Haste. Haste with a shot on net, and the puck is frozen there, and there's a little scrum in front, but that's going to quickly be brought to an end. Smothered up there nicely by Aaron Reardon, goaltender for the Dakota Cougars.
Yeah, he got an early goal early on, but he's still staying resilient and just staying confident. That's all you can ask for in your tender, especially when you lose a goal early on in the first.
Absolutely, and now this power play will be the ultimate test as they're going to switch it up a little bit, get some fresh legs out there. And the draw is controlled by the Cougars. Brooks has it in the corner. Rang around by Korzadnik and out. Little pressure there by Dakota. Svetnovsky plays it back to his counterpart. Valisevic up now. Joseph Nara has it. Valisevic controls, has some pressure from Brooks. Going to get it around to Barrett, who picked up the penalty earlier in this game. And up, and it's going to be onside to DeBrango. DeBrango has it, puts it in the slot to Zara. The puck is loose. DeBrango controls in the corner. It's going to go to the point. Svetnovsky to his deep pal, Vasilevic. Back to Valisevic, has it there. Going to try to put it through, blocked. Blocked again, puck loose. And scooped up by Frederick and down the ice where Barton will control and stop it. 16 seconds left on the power play. And Valisevic going to try to set it up one more time. Over to his D partner, Svetnovsky, brings it up with some pressure. Gets it in the zone. Now Nolan has it there. Nolan to the middle. No dice. Causley has it, leaves it there. The penalty is now over. Dakota at full strength, and they control the puck. Back to the point, sneaks out now. And Burns is able to get it over to Causley. Sees the hit coming and shrugs his man to the ice. And then a little knee-to-knee action in the corner. Bodies flying everywhere. Drowning Pool has a song. Let the bodies hit the floor. We're going to see a lot of that today.
Absolutely. You can see when Eisenhower goes into those corners in their own zone, Dakota's done a good job of applying the pressure, as you would say. They're definitely looking behind them, Eisenhower is, when they're coming into their own zone in those corners.
When you have the puck in the corner, you're getting those, you hear the hit coming, like they say in football, and it almost makes you fumble the puck a little bit, if you will. And that's caused for a little bit of sloppy play each way. And this game could be, there could be more lopsided, but luckily both teams playing the body pretty physically. And we're going to see here this face-off in the O-zone for the Eisenhower Eagles.
And it's one of the few things I really didn't like about playing hockey is when you playing defense, you go into those corners and you can hear those skates behind you, and you get those panic almost sometimes because you don't know who's coming behind you, and if it's a bigger guy, you're going to feel it for sure.
And we got a little powwow here from the Zebras. I wonder what they're talking about, maybe what's happening after the game, where they're going to go catch a few ginger ales, but now the powwow's over, and Sammy Vicari now in the draw and wins it for the Eagles, but controlled and stolen away by the Cougars. It's number 3, Domzalski has it behind the net and loses it there, and now the Eagles control out front, off the side of the net by Zara. And cleared by Dakota down the ice. Is it going to make it for icing? No, Svetnovsky picks it up. A nice little behind-the-back move, and he's able to get it up to C.J. Siltman. Touch pass. Barton will control behind the net. Siltman has it, sees a man, and not able to get it out. It's Brooks. Brooks, a shot. by Sobek, who has the goal for them earlier in the game, but this one logo sniping, if you will, right into the beak of the Eisenhower Eagle on the sweater of Dominic Barton.
It's one of the team trainers' worst things is getting those puck marks out of the jersey. It shows that the goalie's doing his job.
Yeah, but for the adult leagues, you don't really have those team managers, team trainers. It's your mom or your wife doing it for you. Or in my case, nobody.
Bring out the Tide stick.
That's right. Puck's going to go all the way down the ice and back to the right of Dominic Barton. Puck ice by the Eagles. So we're going to see if Dakota can get something going with 3:12 to go in this opening period. 1-1 our score between the Eagles and the Dakota Cougars.
Yeah, some good back and forth plays. Definitely a tennis match style of play. Both getting even shots on net.
Draw one too cleanly by Emily Schmidt out and turned over there. Not too well there by Connor Frederick. Burns has it for the Eagles. Puck skips over the stick of Chad Ritchie. Not going to make it down the ice for icing, however. There's Burns. Ritchie has it, fires it in deep. Haste goes in after it. Not able to get it. It's controlled by Dakota. Here goes Connor Frederick. Leaves it there for Schmidt. Shot blocked by Balasevic. Puck off the high glass. Schmidt has it in the corner. Plays it back to the point. Big hit by Matthew Haste. He laid 19 Luke Dacey, and here goes Chad Ritchie up for Eisenhower. Waits for his friends to join him.
Ooh.
Oh, we saw him coming last minute, but still leveled. This game could get ugly quick. We got a penalty coming up to Dakota, I believe. We're going to see what the official call is. That was a big hit.
And Buckner and Burns are talking at center ice. And I don't think it's about plans for later tonight.
Yeah, they're not going to any house parties tonight, that's for sure. At least not together. I don't see anyone going to the box. And now we are going to see Tyler Domzalski emerge from the crowd. And I think he's the one that laid the lick on Chad Ritchie going across the middle. And it's going to result in 2 minutes to sit about what you've done. 2:17 to go in the opening frame. And Eisenhower will get their second power play of this hockey game.
That was a huge hit, and it doesn't look like he liked it.
Svetnovsky rings a shot deflected wide. And Brooks able to get it out and clear. And look at this, here we go. Big hip check put on by Nick Svetnovsky. Number 8, Reese Buckner, and Buckner not looking like he's doing too well as he heads to the bench. Balasevic, meanwhile, will control for Eisenhower. That looked offside, but apparently it wasn't. These bodies are flying everywhere. A shot, rings one off the iron. Oh, he's hauled down. We could have a 5-on-3 coming up for the Eagles as a little hook happening in the slot. And it's going to be 5-on-3 for the remainder of this period for the Eisenhower Eagles. As we're going to see Luke Dacey go into the box for hooking.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on Reese Buckler. He's just left the bench, and he had 2 big hits on him. He's going back to the locker room, and I think they're going to make sure he's okay.
Look at this. We're going to see the hook right here. Hauls him to the ice. You can't do that. Take a seat into the sin bin.
Yeah, as soon as Buckler came off the ice, he definitely went to the end of the bench. He was feeling something.
Yeah, it was hip to hip. It was a good, clean hit by Nick Svetnovsky, but didn't result well for Reese Buckner, and we might not see him for the rest of this period. Puck controlled there by Burns for Eisenhower. There's Nolan over to Burns. Nolan a shot, controlled now by Matthew Haste. Flips it over to his friends. Back to the point for Burns, can't control, able to find it there. Head fake, down to the slot, there it is, nice pass, ran down by Matthew Haste. Puck is still loose, now frozen. And Brooks is going to come after Hayes, say, I don't like you whacking at our goalie like that. And Aaron Reardon saying he was slashed, but no call. We're going to see that again. Zach Hamilton able to slide it over nicely, and Matthew Hayes gives a good whack at the goaltender Reardon. Reardon saying, hey, Stripes, where were you on that one?
Yeah, that comes with your defense too. You shouldn't be letting those the opponents getting shots on your goalie like that.
It must be Brendan Smith and Nick Cronwall back there, just letting their D just. Oh, there it is! It's loose in front, and the puck was just bouncing all over the place. 5-on-3, 1 minute to go here in the opening frame. Eisenhower controlling on this 5-on-3 power play until now. Cleared down the ice nicely by the Cougars. 50 seconds to go in the period. 30 seconds to go in the first of 2 penalties and this 5-on-3 power play. Controlled now by Nolan, brings it over center ice. Gets it into the zone, going deep in the corner, bodied up by Domzalski. Nolan still has it. Shows it over to Burns. A shot, he scores! Power play goal by the captain, Jacob Burns, on a shot from the point, and he loves every second of that one.
Yeah, I think we might have a deflection here, Nick. It looked like it bounced through a couple of people, and Aaron Reardon just lost sight of it.
Well, luckily for us, we are going to get another gander at it. Did that hit Hamilton in front? I'm not sure. But it definitely looks like it does hit something, whether it's the defender's leg or the shaft of Zach Hamilton. We shall see. Either than that, it's 2-1 Eisenhower regardless, and they're still on a power play for the rest of this period if they do not score.
Yeah, it's one of those goals you hate giving up in the last minute of a period.
Svetnovsky plays it over to Valisevic. Gets it deep. Brought in. It's Zara. Zara rolls with it. Pass intended for Svetnovsky. He goes down, retreats, gets it to his key partner. Valisevic pass, turned over now. Andrew Brooks has it, a shot off the dome, it appears, of Barton, and that will be the end of the opening period with the score Eisenhower 2, Dakota 1. We'll be back with the second period of action on Shelby TV.
Little India offers a unique and family-oriented dining experience right in the heart of Shelby Township. Located off 23 Mile, Little India creates mouth-watering made-to-order dishes, as well as a delicious all-you-can-eat daily buffet. Check out their menu online at milittleindia.com. Like them on Facebook and give them a call. That's 586-932-6111. Little India, Shelby Township's only Indian restaurant.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
All right, welcome back to the Shelby TV Sports Special, underway here in the second period of play. 2-1, the Eisenhower Eagles lead the Dakota Cougars. Eisenhower controls in their own end. Moving out here, Barrett has it, throws it up, deflected there.
Luke Dacey getting ready to come out of the box, serving the penalty from the first period, and he's back on the ice.
Full strength now. Is Barrett going to put the pressure on, and it's kept in there by Josh Zara, but then he loses it to Brooks. And Schmidt's going to get it up, but Zara steals it away. He's tripped, and the Eagles are going to go back to a power play, but not before the Cougars touch it up. Svetnovsky is hit, and that's going to cause an errant pass. And the Eagles are back now to their fourth power play of the game. They are 1 for 3 thus far, and they converted on that 5-on-3 earlier. 16:20 to go in the second period, and a 2-1 lead.
If Dakota wants any hopes of tying this game up, they got to stay out of that box. They need full strength as much as possible. Yeah, they got the size, but they only get you so far.
Aaron Reardon has had his hands full today, or his gloves rather, whichever you prefer to say. This power play unit for the Eagles has been pretty good.
Depending on the shooter style, left or right-handed.
A try there's deflected around. Hamilton gives chase, and now it's over to Matthew Haste. Gets it deep. Hamilton has it behind the net. Haste has it, throws it back to the point for Nolan. Over to Haste.
You got to be impressed with Eisenhower's offense. They're really spread out for this power play.
Yeah, this power play is looking good. There it is. Haste centers it. Zach Hamilton off the side of the net. Haste going to try to go U of M style on that. Not going to work, but he still controls the puck in the corner.
Great display of hand-eye coordination right there.
Back to the point, Burns, who had the second goal on the 5-on-3. Shot in. Now Burns going to go get it. Burns a shot. Blocked high by number 3, Domzalski, but controlled again by Eisenhower. DeBrango in the high slot. That's blocked, and that one stings Luke Dacey, and now all the way down the ice, cleared by number 12, Connor Frederick, and Eisenhower will go back and retreat. Pressure on there by Lusky, and he's just going to not even play the puck. And that's actually good penalty killing right there, and it's going to send the Eagles to retreat and set up behind their own net. Just out of the reach of Zara, but he's able to get it and go in after it. 41 seconds left on the power play for the Eisenhower Eagles. Zara has it, 2 men on him, loses the puck momentarily, but Svetnovsky keeps it in nicely. Gets away with a little bit of a spear there too, but it's cleared in and fired around by Shane Rombach, but not out. Balasevic's shot now goes wide. Zara in after it, loses the battle. Barrett in a battle there with Ristic in the corner. Puck not moving much. And it's pulled out by Josh Zara. He controls at the top of the circle. Makes a man miss, gets it deep.
Watch number 40, Barrett. He's agitating the goalie. He's doing a good job at it.
The Cougars have killed this penalty now, but they can't get it out. And they now do. It's Andrew Brooks, fresh out of the box, gets it deep for Dakota. And both teams now able to complete a line change. Going around, they need to be careful. That might be too many men on the ice. I think they got away with one there. And Ristic able to put a quick shot on, and it's slapped away by the Eagles and around, but not out. Rombach has it now, turns that puck over, but it's dug out by the Cougars. Now a battle going on, some physical play. Puck in the skates. Rombach trying to work it out for Dakota. And it is eventually cleared out by Zopek. Over to Schmidt, fires a shot wide. Rombach having some trouble staying on his feet, turns the puck over to Barrett. And Barrett fires it into it. I think that hit a coach or somebody on the bench. He's not making friends there. Immediately gets off the ice, and probably not his most proud moment tonight, as he just had a longer shift, but a pretty good shift on the power play before he fired that puck out of play.
Even the coaches got to keep their eyes up.
Yeah, you know that
Head
song,
up.
you got to keep your head up.
There you go.
Face off won by the Eagles. Got a little physical play there by Cosley, but now it's brought out the other way. There's Emily Schmidt. Nice play, but then lost. Brooks has it at center ice for Dakota. Over to Schmidt, slap shot, blocked. That one broke the stick of Schmidt too. And Eisenhower will control, breaking out of their own end. Bodies tangled, we're gonna have a penalty. I don't know who this was on, because both players kind of got tangled up. It looks like they're gonna give it to Eisenhower and Sammy. No, Dakota actually going, man, I'm 0 for 2 on calling these penalties. Both players just kind of got tangled up, and apparently it's going to result in the 5th penalty of the night for Dakota. That's number 17, Zach McDougall, headed to the box. What appears to be a trip or a hook of some kind. Didn't get the official word. But again, that's going to result in a power play for the Eagles, who are 1 for 4. 12:58 to go in the second period. Eagles leading this one 2-1. Face off to the right of Aaron Reardon. And looks like linesman going to go back, tell these guys spread out a little bit, back out of this circle.
Yeah, look for Zach Barrett to go to the front of the net. He's been agitating the goalie all night, Reardon. He's been a thorn in his side. And, you know, it's good for him. He's going to the corner. He's a muck and grind player, and you look at him right there. He's ready to put another one in the net.
Here goes Brooks, shorthanded, one-on-one. Takes it outside, fires this one on net, blocked though. And Svetnovsky dumps it back. Eisenhower able to set up behind their net and set this power play up and try to strike for the second time on the power play tonight. They have a power play goal, a shorthanded goal. Let's see if they get a full strength one here at some point. Barrett there, goaltender Reardon has some trouble with it. Zara comes in late, snows the goalie, and no retaliation, but Reardon able to freeze that one up after he had some trouble. We're going to take another look at this as Barrett comes in, fires a high shot right at the logo. But a little trouble for Reardon. He just jumps out. Here comes Josh Zara with the snowstorm. Here comes that big power play unit now with Haste. And Hamilton, Burns, who struck earlier in this game. There's Nolan at the point. Over to the captain, Jake Burns. Back to Nolan, passing his feet, slightly controls. Man all over him. That puck stays in the zone, however. Burns Gets it over to the far side. That's DeBrango has it. Controls. Tries to skate through two guys. Good keep by Nolan. Can he stay with it? Yes. Nice zigzag there. He's got DeBrango at the dot. Waits. Throws that one in front. No, Matt Haste controls on the far circle. Up top, Nolan. Touch pass back to Haste. Good power play movement. That puck deflected up, straight up by Hamilton. No one sees it. It's now in the corner. Zach Hamilton plays it tough. Good box out there. And it's out controlled. Haste a shot. Waffle boarded down and frozen by Aaron Reardon. And there's now 40 seconds remaining in the penalty to Zach McDougal in the Dakota Cougars, and 11:38 to go in period number 2.
It's good to see Reese Buckner back in the ice. Took some big hits at the end of the first period, and it seems like it's not affected him, but you never know. This is a full contact league, and injuries can occur for just one little hit and one misstep. So it's good to see him back in the ice. Nice and healthy.
Draw one by Dakota, but puck now in the corner. Picked up by Hamilton as he battles for it with Rombach. Lusky can't get it out. There's Burns. Burns a shot, goes for the deflection. Hamilton couldn't handle it. Back now to the top for Nolan, a drive. Rebound, there it is. Oh, what a save by Reardon. And that puck is down, but not out. Burns over to the corner. Haste, puck loose. Hamilton knocked down. Puck frozen, and we got bodies flying everywhere. But Aaron Reardon able to freeze it, and he has been Dakota's best penalty killer tonight. 8 seconds still remain on this power play. Let's take a look. A big save there. Right here, just gets enough of the glove on it for that puck to go into the corner. But this clearing attempt by Rombach did not get out, and that led to a flurry of more chances by Eisenhower.
Eisenhower definitely has a presence in front of the net. They're doing a good job with that.
Oh, his own teammate had some trouble with that one. Flings that one back. That was Andrew Brooks back towards his own goaltender. A little tap of the head to Barrett, and Reardon, though, standing tall after a little bit of shakiness early on, really corrected himself and weathered the storm of 5 power plays. Still 4 seconds left on this one. The draw won by Eisenhower, and we're going to have an Eisenhower penalty coming up as that shot by Meffer was able to get deflected on net, but it looks like Causley's going to go to the box for the Eagles, and we're going to have now a Dakota Cougar power play for the second time today.
Aaron Reardon's doing a terrific job in net. You know, Dakota's got to be really happy with him. This game could be a whole different outcome right now. He's definitely keeping him in the game, so you got to be happy with him.
We're going to get to see Andrew Brooks and this Dakota power play for the second time. Last time they were on a power play, however, they gave up a goal shorthanded. So we shall see what happens here. They're going to try to even this game up, but puck's now controlled. It's Zopek who has their only goal, but now it's out. Controlled by Porzondik, and it's now dumped deep where Eisenhower will get a chance to get this puck out. A big hit there, but out and cleared. Schmidt in after it. Pressured by Zara. Zara has some trouble staying on his feet there. Big hit laid out on Porzodnik by Zara, but it's still brought up by Zopek. Zopek to Schmidt, a shot. Big right pad save by Barton. Schmidt still has it. Tries to get it deep. Zopek controls for Dakota. Puck bouncing around, and Eisenhower able to clear it out to center, where Porzodnik has it. Tries to set this one up. Brooks dumps it deep, and Schmidt will go in after it. Stopped behind the net by Barton, and cleared but not out. Brooks, the captain, has it there. Gets it down to Schmidt. Back to Brooks. Controls behind the net, circling, looking for his guys to get open. Hooked a little bit, no call, but he still has it just inside the blue line. Fires a wrist shot. It's tipped by Schmidt and off to the corner, but they're still controlled by Schmidt behind the net. Fanned down there by Lulich, but still in the zone by Dakota. And finally cleared by 14, Troy McLaughlin, and out. And Dakota now going the other way, 3-on-2. It's Zopek over the line, gets it over to Brooks. Brooks, nice pass, just out of the reach of Connor Frederick, but he still controls. 25 seconds remaining on this Cougar power play. Zopek controls behind the net. Brooks has it, dodges a hit there, still controls behind the net. Looking up top, fakes the pass, controls at the top of the circle. Good pass, far side. It's Frederick now. Frederick to Borzodnik, and smothered by Dominic Barton. We have some extracurricular in front. Just some defense clearing out the forwards. 8 seconds remaining on the penalty to Connor Causley. 9:06 to go in the second period. Take a look at this clap bomb yet again. No rebounds. That's been Dominic Martin's forte all year. That's why he has some very impressive numbers like we mentioned earlier. 4-1, less than a goal a game given up, and the save percentage, .954. That's amazing, really, especially at the high school level. There's some high-scoring games. Eisenhower able to rip it around the boards, but not out. This has been definitely a better power play for Dakota as it now expires and Eagles are now at full strength, but Dakota still controls the puck in the offensive zone. And that puck is iced by the Eisenhower Eagles, and that faceoff will come back down to the right of Dominic Martin. Definitely not as physical of a second period that we saw in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, each team's just trying to establish a presence on the ice, and you saw that Dakota was doing a good job. Eisenhower was looking over their backs, like I said earlier in the first, looking over their backs when they're going down in the defensive zone. And now both teams seem to have established a physical presence.
Face-off battled for and finally controlled by Eisenhower. Bodies still flying everywhere into the corner. And that's out. A little burst of speed. 2-on-2 the other way. Shot wide by Cipriano. Controlled behind the net, but now cleared to the point where Burns holds in. Burns puts a shot on net. A little trouble by Reardon, but he's able to weather the storm and make the save. Barrett knocked down from behind, no call. Puck rattles around. Good keep by Jake Burns at the point. Battled for along. Burns again gets it down to Vicari. Barrett able to knock it forward, gets it again, shoots off his own man, Cipriano into the corner, not out again. Burns able to control and keep that in. Weak wrist shot towards the goal, smothered by Aaron Reardon, and the faceoff will come to his left.
Great shift by number 19 on Dakota, Luke Dacey. They should call him the garbage man because he is cleaning it up out there. He's just taking care of all sorts of business.
Yeah, unfortunately they were unable to get that puck out. Jake Burns able to really hold that blue line pretty well for the Eagles, and we're going to see what the next line. This is the big line, as I like to call it, for the Eagles, with Ritchie, Haste, and Abrango. Back to the point now. Svetnovsky gets it deep. Haste goes in after it, where he's going to win the race, get it to the point there. High shot by Soltman, caught by the catching glove of Reardon, and we'll have a face-off this time to his right with 7:43 to go in the second period. Really, this line has been shut down for the most part in this game. Raving about their stats, which are quite impressive, as Svetnovsky gets this down into the corner. Big hit there on Chad Ritchie. Loud hit, I guess we can say. Kept in Svetnovsky, but keeps it in right to Shane Rombach. And flips it out to center. It's not going to be icing. Waved off. Rombach lays a hit on his man, Svetnovsky. Bodies go to the ground, both of them. No call either way. Porzadnik's going to ice this puck without knowing it. Yeah, that's icing. The ref didn't see. A little miscommunication from the Zeebs, and faceoff's going to come back down Aaron Reardon's way, and we're going to see this again. As the bodies tangling up there, just a little. Their legs got intertwined like scissors there, and bodies just flew. Really unintentional both ways. That's why the ref swallowed the whistle.
Yeah, Alex Rustic obviously accidentally taking down his own partner, Reese Buck there.
Kept in, Zara controls. Weaves through the D, a high shot, puck still loose. There it is, good deep play there by 18, Donnellan, and now the other way. It's Frederick, goes wide, puck tipped and out of play. Good deep play there by Eisenhower just to force him wide and kind of get a stick in the lane to force Connor Frederick's shot up into the protective netting. They always do have a good playlist playing here for these fans. Always. They keep them going. The crowd is very energized. The refs appear to be having a good time. And we're going to have an offensive zone faceoff for the Dakota Cougars. Lose the draw, however. Josh Zara can't get it out. Kept in. Connor Frederick plays it in deep. Zopek goes after it, couldn't get it. That was a dangerous
hit.
That was looked like knee-to-knee action there. This is a good physical hockey game. Svetnovsky taken down as he tries to get this puck deep. And Donnellan able to clear, but caught.
Nice save.
Good little jump there
Zach
by
Hamilton.
Zach Hamilton, yeah. Good. Looks like they're playing some soccer as he gets a stick thrown. No call there. I don't know if that's sportsmanlike.
You know, that's a perfect example of why hockey players do, as you and I saw, Nick, before the game. Eisenhower team playing a little soccer match, keep away, and it definitely comes in handy.
High shot, just deflected by Reardon. Svetnovsky playing strong, but a good play by Donnellan to get it up to Schmidt. And now it's 2-on-3, 3-on-3 now for Dakota. And they haven't really had many prime chances as we see bodies come together in the corner. And puck bouncing away, kept in though by Dakota. That's Luke Dacey. Eisenhower intercepts there. In the corner, just puck bouncing around, just going back and forth. It's Valasevic, has it now. Tries to play it back Nolan's way. Valasevic, look, nice little hesitation move up the middle, just out of the reach. And back in now, Dakota's way. Brooks going in against Svetnovsky. Brooks has it. He's their leading scorer. Puck cleared. It's now a 2-on-1 the other way for the Eagles. Shot by McClellan and smothered by Reardon. And as I like to say earlier, logo sniping at its finest. Smothered Reardon, though, good job to not give up a rebound. As we see McClellan in on the 2-on-1, and that's not an opportunity.
Yeah, I think number 96, Chad Ritchie, was looking for that pass. He was hoping to get it.
Ritchie was hoping for that pass, absolutely. Look at this coming in right off the draw. Good play to keep in by Burns. What can he do? Gets it down to Ritchie. Ritchie controls. Fires it right there and can't quite keep it in. But Burns has it back and he will dump it in as Eisenhower will have to tag up and re-get it. Rombach dumps it out for Dakota. Pressure coming as Burns goes to retreat and get that puck. Oh, that was dangerous. Able to sneak out of the reach. And here we go the other way. It's Ritchie outside. Pressure from Rombach. Centers. There's a shot from the point.
Oh.
That might have hit iron. I'm not sure.
That was close if it didn't.
There's Burns. Keeps it in. Fan flubs his pass, and now it's going the other way for Carson Lulich. Brings it in. Good defensive play there by Kraske. Centered though, nobody home, and Eisenhower is able to get the puck out the other way, and they'll avoid the icing. Rombach goes back for Dakota. Dumps it to absolutely nobody. Burns cornered there. Zodnik gets it deep though. Eisenhower still pressures. Chad Ritchie to the point, Burns. See some high hits between Ritchie and Rombach. They're not best of friends, and that looks like it's going to be iced by the Dakota Cougars. Ritchie still having words as he goes to the bench with Rombach. And again, two guys not friends. This play centered here. We're going to see, what is this hit? Post. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Hey, Aaron Reardon's got to be talking to his poster now, thanking him for that one.
Yeah, you know, they say the goalies are a little out there. They may actually have conversations with goalposts.
Nothing unusual to hear.
No.
But, you know, you got to be a special type, you know, to be able to get those pucks coming at you like that.
Just like a drummer in a band, you know. Oh, wait, I believe that was you.
Yes, it was.
Dakota controls, turns the puck over, though, there, and Vicari gets it deep. Off the side of the net, Nolan goes in after it, though, plays it back down, where it's Sammy Vicari. Back to the point. Shot from Soltman, just tipped aside. Cipriano back to Soltman, flubs it. Nolan has it. Cipriano hooked a bit, controls the puck, slash, hooked, back to the point. Svetnovsky a drive. Cipriano controls, out front, knocked away, and Dakota is able to clear via the icing again. Man, when in doubt, ice it out is Dakota's mindset. They've been on their heels all period. Lucky that this game is still 2-1. Really no quality shots, though, for Eisenhower. Just a lot of puck control in the O-zone.
Yeah, and that's good, though, too. I mean, if you're not going to get a goal, then at least you want to have control. You want to have the momentum swing in your direction, and Eisenhower's doing a terrific job at that right now.
Face-off will be to the left of Aaron Reardon. Brooks against Barrett. Barrett controls it cleanly. Shot logoed and smothered. And you know what? We're going to try this again. Same spot, same time. Meet you there. 2:45 to go in the second period. 2-1. The Eagles lead the Cougs.
Yeah, the story of this period so far has got to be Aaron Reardon just keeping Dakota in this game.
That's right. Zara up against the side, hit by his own man, and Brooks able to come out 3-on-2 for Dakota. Nice pass up to Schmidt. Far side, scores! And Melly Schmidt goes low far side and ties this game at 2 with 2:33 to go in period number 2.
Well, that's got to be a tough one for Dominic Barton. You know, you see the play at the other end for most of the time, and then you just get a chance like that. He's got to shake that off and just
Look at that saucer pass, though. Backhand saucer. Schmidt just keeps it low to the ice far side. Barton might have been a little bit out of position, but other than that, just good patience by Amelie Schmidt. And he's going in hard after this one again. Tie game, just when you thought the Cougars were down and out this period. They get a timely goal, and maybe the momentum has changed a bit.
Yeah, that's a good sign of a good hockey player right there, is having a terrific wrist shot like he does. And it definitely pays off.
Eisenhower goes in 2-on-1 the other way. It's Adrian DeBrango. Looks to pass, throws it in front. What a save there. I don't know if that's a good save or just a miscue. And then a big glove flash reminded me of Patrick Waugh, circa 2002, when he gets that big glove hand. Either way, kept that one out of the net. Aaron Reardon, that was awful close. NHL might call Toronto on that one, because that hovered right over that goal line. We had a great look at it from our great camera personnel, as always. Chad Ritchie in the corner, and it's able to be cleared out. Big hit from behind by Ritchie, no call. And that puck was iced, however, in the meantime, by Alex Ristich down the ice after he got hit from behind by Chad Ritchie. He's been playing with a chip on his shoulder all game.
Yeah, you're talking about Aaron Reardon and Patrick Waugh. He definitely has some similar traits. He likes teasing that 5-hole and open gaps, and he's been shutting down terrific so far in this game.
DeBrango wins the draw. Back now, shot high, glove down though on the attempt by Valisevic. Reardon, though, has showed that quick left glove hand all night, 148 to play in a 2-2 tie in period number 2. Eisenhower bringing the guns out again. Zara, DeBrango, and Matthew Haste out there. Valisevic and Burns. Valisevic has it at the point. Lets one go. Another big shrug of the left shoulder and glove by Reardon, and he has done a good job this period of not allowing many rebounds. And just he needs his team to pick him up and able to get this puck hard off the boards and out of the zone.
Yeah, that's very, very important that he doesn't give up those rebounds either, because Eisenhower's been doing a terrific job.
One thing Eisenhower should be doing, though, to make his job a little harder is get bodies in the lane. That was a pretty uncontested shot from the point in Valisevic. Reardon had no problem with that one. Valisevic has it there at the point, and it's out. That was actually Kraske. Now it's going the other way. By Frederick, fires one, patted away by Barton. Bodies go in at Zara into the corner there. Nolan up now at Zara, splitting the D all the way through. He's hauled down, and that's going to be a power play coming up as Zara slicing and dicing through the D. And I believe that was Shane Rombach taking him down. Or was it 22 Porzadnik? I'm not sure. Rombach appears to be heading to the box, though. Either way, someone tripped him, and it's going to be an Eisenhower power play. Shane Rombach is in the sin bin.
Very apparent you're bringing down the culprit's stick with him.
He had been a player who seems to not be too thrilled tonight with the officials and other team, but there was no argument from him there. You simply can't do that. His stick stuck in his skates. That's a tripping call. Burns has it at the point on this Eisenhower power play. That is 1 for 6, 1 for 5. This will be their 6th opportunity. DeBrango takes a hit, plays it over to Matthew Haste, the leading scorer. 25 goals on the year. Nolan playing the point. Haste comes over to the top of the circle, lets a shot go. That one definitely had some bodies in front. That of Zach Hamilton, but frozen by Aaron Reardon. Just under a minute to go in the second period. 2-2 is our score.
Yeah, Eisenhower's really eased down with their presence in front of the net. I feel like there was a deflating shot once, or deflating goal once Dakota tied it up. So they're staying back a little bit more.
Nolan against Brooks in the draw, and it's controlled by Porzadnik out around. And Schmidt is able to take his time and fire this one down the ice, where Barton has a little trouble with it off his stick, but still controlled by the Eagles in the D zone to set up this power play. 39 seconds to go in the second period. It's Nolan slicing through. Goes through, takes his time, lets his power play set up. Poke check momentarily by Brooks. Porzadnik has it, fires it around, but it's going to go harmlessly to the point where Jake Burns has it. Fires this one deflected high up front by Hamilton. And Porzadnik fires it around. It's tapped in momentarily. Here goes Brooks one-on-one short-handed. Good play there. Shot saved by Barton. He's going to play it now. 10 seconds to go. Here in the second period, it's going to be a photo finish. What's going to happen? Pace moves in. Nice move high off the post. Rebound in front. Hamilton shot off the side of the net as we come to the end of period number 2. Eisenhower will begin the third on a power play for 43 seconds. Only one goal that period. It came via the wrist shot of Amelie Schmidt of Dakota. We're going to resurface and come back. Score 2-2 Eisenhower Dakota. We're back on Shelby TV in a few moments.
Little India offers a unique and family-oriented dining experience right in the heart of Shelby Township. Located off 23 Mile, Little India creates mouth-watering made-to-order dishes as well as a delicious all-you-can-eat daily buffet. Check out their menu online at milittleindia.com. Like them on Facebook and give them a call. That's 586-932-6111. Little India, Shelby Township's only Indian restaurant.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the third period of play. Eisenhower and Dakota tied up 2-2. Eisenhower starts the third period on the power play for about 35 more seconds. And that puck stolen the other way. Here comes Brooks. Oh, and that's a result of the... Oh, look at that, body's flying, and I'm not able to finish my thought there. But the wetness of the ice is a result of the Zamboni just trucking through at the intermission, and 15 seconds to play here on this power play for Eisenhower. They finally able to control the puck. It's Burns. Burns makes a man miss, falls to the ground. Time for a skate sharpening, son. Puck into the corner. Nolan has it there for Eisenhower. Penalty over now. Dakota returns to full strength. There's a shot by Hayes just a touch wide, and Dakota able to regroup and get this one out, up and bounced away. Here goes Matthew Haste. Oh, nice toe drag through, slides it over and out all the way. This could go down for an icing if it's able to make it, and it does. Puck is iced by Dakota. A nice little toe drag for Matthew Haste here just a minute 3 into this third frame.
That frozen puck syndrome. It's sometimes you just wonder if the hockey guards are angry at you when you have situations like that.
Oh, clear-cut breakaway for Andrew Brooks of Dakota, and just hits a little flood, and now it's going the other way. Face off to the right.
Yeah, look for Dakota to come out strong. That's their MO, just as it was the last game against Royal Oak.
Eisenhower goes for the wraparound there. I believe that's Zara. And not able to keep in was Svetanovsky. Gets it back. That's offside, though, as Zara touches it just inside the blue line before he touched up on the clearing attempt by Nick Svetanovsky. Yeah, Dakota definitely stole the momentum at the end of the second period, and then took that late penalty and gave Eisenhower a little bit of action to try to regain the lead, and they were unable to do so as Barrett gets it back now. Soltman plays it to his D partner, Svetanovsky. Up to Zara. Josh Zara slides through, puck poke checked away, and up that could be a breakaway. He was sprung, just bounced over Frederick's stick and frozen just to the right of the net by Dominic Barton. Face-off coming up to his right, 15:23 to go, and a game tied at 2.
it's nice to see Dakota's defense a little more present. Has some entertainment down in the Eisenhower zone.
Yeah, definitely. They're clearing the bodies out of the way. That puck is not, that's out of the zone. We're going to have another offside. Apparently players aren't aware of that line that's blue. They call that the blue line. That's where offsides are definitely called. And so far in the first minute and a half of this period, we've had 2 icings and 3 offside. Face off won by the Eagles, but controlled by the Cougars. That's Andrew Brooks. Tips over there, Schmidt couldn't control, it's taken away the other way. Here goes Cipriano for the Eagles over the blue line. Goes to the outside, waits for his teammates to come up with him, loses the puck. Bakari tips it around, Matthew Hayes puts the pressure on there, and it's out to center. Meffer turns that puck over, loose in the zone. And Kraske has it there. Brings it up the other way, actually that's Kushai, my apologies. Fired in by Cipriano, where it will be frozen by Aaron Reardon as he sees some Eagles coming at him, flying towards the nest. That was Matthew Hayes putting the pressure on.
It was nice of Connor Frederick to apply that pressure to the defenseman. They couldn't take it too easy down in their own zone. They had to think about that. They could have just easily taken up the ice.
Jim Andenoff has the Dakota Cougars playing pretty well. Definitely of late. Obviously, they're 13-9-2 overall, and they tied this game up just when everyone thought they were out of this one. Melly Schmidt was able to score late in that second period to tie this one up. Eisenhower controls, though, in the O-zone. Svetnovsky has it at the point. Slides this one in. Puck bouncing around where it is then cleared by Dakota, but right to Nick Svetnovsky. A nice quick inside-out move. And now it's picked up by Balasevic. Fires this one in, bounces off the linesman, and dumped away by Dakota. This has just been a slap it back and forth kind of period as we're 3 minutes in. Svetnovsky plays it up the side and not out. Kept in by Rombach. He fires it on net, takes a wicked bounce, but frozen by Dominic Barton. And that's right, another whistle, folks. 13:59 to go in a tie game in this third period. Oh, that's the best, charting those face-offs, huh? Gotta love it. That's Dennison there. He loves it, Cody Dennison. You know, you can see by that look on his face. Nothing he'd rather be doing than sitting there with the old clipboard.
Hey, where's his soda and popcorn, all right? He's got the best seat in the house.
Come on now. That's the old Jimmy Howard syndrome right there. Kushai plays it up the boards where it's picked up by Ritchie, fires it around, but no one there. Dakota has it out to center, just out of the reach. Reese Buckner is back in the game. Haste over to Ritchie, or DeBrango rather, shot on. There it is in front, they score! By Adrian DeBrango, and the rebound was picked up by, I believe, that's Jacob Burns, was able to finish it. The captain, DeBrango, let the original shot go. As we're going to see it again, there's the shot, bounces out to center. No, DeBrango was the one who finished. I don't know what game I'm watching over here, but that's a nice little patient move. Adrian DeBrango, that must have been Burns who let the shot go originally. And Eisenhower strikes quickly in this third period, takes a 3-2 lead on a nice little patient play.
Yeah, that's one of those times that it really helps out if you are patient and hold the puck. Other times it can be the other end and you can be frustrated because you didn't pull the trigger.
Hamilton goes in after there, it's picked up. There's Zara, shot to the doorstep, big save by Reardon. Back around, Zara in front there, and he's gonna score! Zach Hamilton! Dakota does not like this one. They are definitely arguing, but that doesn't matter. 15, Zach Hamilton picks up the trash and buries it in, and that's a 2-goal lead for the Eisenhower Eagles. Crowd on their feet. Let's see what happens. Zara is able to try to get it in. Big save. Oh, yeah, that's a goal. I don't know what they're arguing. I don't know if that's Hamilton. I think Zara might have got this one because that is definitely in off of the goaltender, Reardon. They might credit this goal to Josh Zara. Hamilton was there poking at it. Crowd just wild right now. Listen, do you hear that? Look, we're on TV. This goal, I think, is a goal to Josh Zara.
Absolutely.
As you saw in that replay, a great look. And what's going on here? Just a little confusion on the ice. Do we have a timeout? Are they calling Toronto? Going to review.
Head coach of Eisenhower's hockey team, Bob Hall's got to say, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. And Dakota's head coach is probably trying to call. Is it a timeout on?
No, there's a penalty on the play for Dakota. So after the play, it appears we have a penalty to Andrew Brooks. 2 minutes are up on the board. We're going to see what happens out of all this. But the goal is good. 13:08 to go in the third. And a penalty to what appears probably an unsportsmanlike conduct or a bench minor. We're going to see, though, the fans look confused or bored. I'm not sure. Selfie, everyone. Pose. Let's see it.
It's still very early in this third period. Head coach Jim Andenoff's got to say, hey, guys, just hit the refresh button.
Oh, yeah.
We still have plenty of time. You guys have been playing terrific so far. And like I said, there's still a lot of time left in this game.
Well, the goal counts in a power play for the Eisenhower Eagles after a goal, so it must have been a bench minor or unsportsmanlike conduct. And either way, Eisenhower is able to bring it in the zone. That's offside right there. You always stick handle at the blue line, and normally your players are going in.
Sometimes that blue line's an obstacle. Other times,
it's crooked, you know?
There you
It's
go.
always crooked.
It's crooked. There you go. Perfect.
The DJ is on point, you know, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks. They weren't so pumped up there on that blue line as we had the offside. Jake Burns brings it in for Eisenhower on this power play. This is their 7th man advantage of the game. Over to Nolan, touch pass across. Haste has it there. Back to Nolan, lets the shot go, that stings. And not out though, however, by Dakota as they block the shot. Matthew Haste has it back to Nolan, fires a slap shot right into the wickets of Aaron Reardon, and he freezes that one with some traffic in front.
Yeah, as a D-man at the point, that's just one of those shots. You have that perfect wide open lane. You're just going to take the shot straight on the goalie. And a great save by
The
Reardon.
beauty of Nolan, though, from the point is he's a forward. He only plays the point on the power play, and that's what we love to see. Dakota, though, looks pretty laid back for being down so much, but there's 2 players in the box. So I don't know if someone got a 10-minute misconduct or what. Haven't heard, but that's what it appears. 2 men in the box. My guess is a 10-minute misconduct, and then someone had to serve the 2. So that's why the Eisenhower is on the power play following that goal. The refs are quick to the whistles at this level. You can't be yelling at them too much. Eisenhower controls. Big hit there. Barrett goes in after it. Not cleared, however. Puck behind the net. Eisenhower has it there. Back to the point. Svetnovsky booms one. His stick shatters in half. He's not happy about that. And Reardon able to hold that, and Shane Romback mixing it up behind the net. By the way, the 4th goal was credited to Zach Hamilton. We were unsure if it was going to be Zara or Hamilton. The official score says, no, that's 15 on that one. 11:53 to go in the third period. 4-2 lead for the Eagles here in this final game of the regular season.
It's just one of those plays that's got to be frustrating as a parent to watch. Not only your kid not get the shot off, but to know you got to go to the shop after the game to pick up a new stick.
Oh yeah, sticks aren't cheap either.
Definitely not.
Unless
Long
you buy
way
them out
from
of the
wood
garbage
ones.
can at Pirani's.
There you go.
They're like $15, but they also give you splinters. Fires a shot on, just wide. And Nolan goes to keep it in. Big hit there in front of the Dakota bench. Power play still on for 30 more seconds. Haste falls down. Puck all the way around and just out. Couldn't keep it in was Burns. Plays it over to Matthew Haste. He waits for his men to check up. Burns has it at center ice. Gets it back to Haste. Just out of his reach, but not icing. And a good footwork there. Adrian DeBrango has it. Nolan has it. Penalty coming to an end here for Dakota, and they're at full strength, but Eisenhower still controls the puck in their zone. All the way down, good pass through traffic off the side of the net, rebound. Reardon makes a couple good stops there. That puck just chips out of play there, and Dakota's done a good job of killing penalties, but their best penalty killer is the man between the pipes called Aaron Reardon.
That's been the story all night. He's been definitely keeping this game. The goalies can only take so many shots on that. You really need your defense and your offense to step up, obviously. Defense just to clear that garbage out front, and then, obviously the offense to put the pucks in the back of the net.
Face-off will be just outside the Dakota zone. 10:54 to go in the third period in a 4-2 Eisenhower lead. Dakota brings it in. Couldn't quite get anything going Bakari chips it to the center, where McLaughlin has it, gets it deep, puck frozen by Reardon, and some sarcastic cheers from the crowd as they're pumping up the kicks again here in Suburban. Must have ran out of songs.
Every once in a while you get a lot of timeouts like that, it's kind of hard.
You can see here the shot on, and Reardon just smothers it. Those are pretty easy right in the breadbasket. Draw one back to Soltman, and controlled there. It's Bakari, tips it through, but couldn't get it. Cleared down the ice by Dakota, and that's right, folks, another icing. No, they wave it off. Not sure why. CJ Soltman has it, slows it down for Eisenhower, throws it down the ice, and it's tossed off by Domzalski.
Reese Buckner just went to the bench, and he does not look good. He was grabbing his arm. Looks like he might have got a slash early on. Slowly to get to the bench.
Alex Ristic has it for Dakota in the corner. Fires it off the glass and then into the netting. And they're struggling to get this puck out. And there's some help from the fans. Good camera work there by our good friends and crew on this lovely, lovely Saturday evening here in Macomb Township, Michigan. Two of the best in the MAC Red going at it. The Eisenhower Eagles, Dakota Cougars. 4-2, Eisenhower really turned it on of late. Dakota's been steady all year. And definitely a packed house. Bob Hall looks on. He's got to like what he sees from his team tonight as they have a face-off just outside their zone. Kraske has it, dumps it over to Meffer. Meffer up to Causey, touch pass to Haste. Haste takes a big hit in front of the Dakota bench as Bob Hall's mixing up the lines, getting some guys who don't play too much on a line with some of the guys who are their leading scorers. Barrett has it, there it is. He's got a breakaway, it's Matthew Haste in behind the D, and a big, good defensive play there by number 4, Brad Lusky. Makes a big little poke check. How do you like about that? But regardless, that puck did not go in on a breakaway by probably the one guy on the ice that you would want to have a breakaway. And Dominic Barton's going to freeze it and say, enough of that. Let's get some fresh legs out there. Going to see this one again. In behind the D, I think this was a little, yep, right there. He just gets the hands, but still a good save by Aaron Reardon. Stands tall on that one against one of the sharpest shooters in the MAC.
Yeah, it's little plays like that. You know, you get that opportunity. Yeah, it might not go back in the net, but it's definitely energizing. It's a good, positive for the player.
Eisenhower wins the draw. Big hit there on Hamilton, and a big left pad save by Dominic Barton on the ensuing play. Nolan has it with numbers. He's got Zara with him, takes it along the left side. High shot, rattles off the high glass, and now it's going the other way by Dakota. Just trying to get too fancy with it. Eisenhower will now control with some sloppy plays. Zara gets it in deep. They'll play dump and chase. Yeah,
it's definitely a dangerous area to keep your head down as that center ice. That's where those big hits are laid out, and you'll definitely feel that tomorrow morning if you do get hit there.
Shipped out and back in where Porzadnik will have it. Looks for his team. Loose in front, and Zara chipping away. Nolan gets it behind the net. And Sand will try to get it out. He does, clears it out, but there's Kushai, dumps it deep, and he'll go off for a change. Wholesale change for the Eisenhower Eagles. Dakota will take advantage, try to get this puck up. He does. It's Porzadnik. Porzadnik lets a shot off the crossbar. He thought it went in. Richie has some words. They're slashing back and forth. Richie seems to be chipping away. Now Porzadnik's, I'm sure, going to try to lay a hit. He did. Now it's up for Haste. 2-on-1 with the Rango. Haste not a shot. Goes around. Poke check by Reardon. Still has it, though, on the outside. Takes a hit. It gets the puck deep. It's DeBrango. In behind the net to Chad Ritchie. Fires a shot. Waffle boarded to the corner. DeBrango has it there. Kept in. Svetnovsky momentarily. Gets it deep. Puck in, though. Tipped to the netting. And that's some good action all the way around from Porzadnik, ringing one off the iron, back the other way, 2-on-1. And Haste not getting a shot. We're going to take a look. Look at this. That's a strong wrister off the area where the post and the crossbar connect. Porzadnik thought it was in the net, but obviously we had a good look at it. It did not. No need to review there.
Yeah, that rang out pretty loud, and you heard all the oohs from the crowd on both sides.
Crowd looking around saying, how did that not go in? 2-on-2 coming in the other way. Offside, however. Oh, we got a slash going on there. Some extracurricular. I like this. This is hockey right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
These two teams do not like each other. They're both good teams. physical teams. We just saw Brad Lusky going to the outside, but he slowed down just a bit at the blue line. And again, another offside for the Dakota Cougars.
Yeah, you got to keep that momentum up. That's one of the bigger deflating aspects of hockey is when you come in 2-on-1 like that, you get the offsides. That's frustrating. So you're up and playing strong.
McCary gets hit hard in the head there. Over to McLaughlin, though, has it, throws a backhander on, and a little extracurricular again. But Reardon able to smother that one. He's been good at covering up those rebounds of late.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with a team that likes to park the man in front of the net. Not so much this period, but overall. You get that presence in front of the net, good things happen.
Face-off will be to the right of Reardon. We're seeing Barton on the other end standing tall, and his team finds himself leading by 2 with 7:36 to go in period number 3. Eisenhower gets it deep, tries to control. Zach Hamilton's banging around in there. Lusky couldn't quite get it out. Now gets another chance, puts it into the feet of the Eagles. And out to center. Soltman will have it there, couldn't do much with it. Big hit there, echoed by Tyler Domzalski. McLaughlin having some trouble, men all over him. He's hauled down, hooked up, no call. Kraske that's Burns fires that one in. And now he'll get off for a change. As Domzalski has it behind the net, couldn't quite get it out. Now C.J. Soltman will fire one towards the net, deflected nicely in front. Saved by Reardon, and Brad Lusky gives a nice cross check there in front, and he's just saying, don't do that.
Yard. Yeah.
We've heard so many times here, don't do that.
Yes. It's frustrating, and you're down by 2 points, third period. You want to keep composed, but you do want to take advantage of those opportunities where you can get, hey, we're still here.
Yeah,
get out of my tender's face.
2-goal game, just one shot, and this game's a whole new hockey game.
Yep.
And this guy can do it. It's Porzadnik. Gets that one out to center. That's onside nicely. And Melly Schmidt had a big goal that tied this one in the second. Back to Porzadnik. Puck on edge, shot quite a bit wide. And back to the point. Trajectory shot to the corner. That almost off a defender and into the corner instead. Melly Schmidt tries to control. Can't quite get it out. Porzadnik putting the pressure on, but now instead it's Matthew Hayes behind the D for Eisenhower. Good move. He scores! Behind the D and goes forehand, backhand, locks that puck right into that net. And that's his 26th goal of the season, 45th point. And that's a depleted bench of Dakota. They thought they were in it. They had a real good shift right before. And then now they're up, find themselves down by 3. And now this game could start to get quite chippy.
Yeah, absolutely. Ace has been hustling all night. It was only a matter of time before he found the back of the net.
There's Romeback, lays his man out, still giving him some cross-check shots to the back. And Eisenhower comes away with it to the point. Valisevic shot on, slowed down. Nolan whacking at it, couldn't get it. Now it's Lusky back the other way. He's slashed and taken down, no call. And now they got it, but the ref wipes out.
The ref wiped out.
Oh, he's injured. He blows his whistle. He goes face down. He gets up, though. He was making a penalty call, tripped on the blue line and hit his head on the ice. I don't know if he's laughing, but either way, there's going to be a slashing call coming up to the Eisenhower Eagles.
He's going to be wearing black, white, and purple tomorrow morning, because that's going to be hurting.
Yeah, there was definitely a penalty being called to the Eagles, and we're going to see who it's on. I'm not sure. It's going to be Josh Zara going to the box for a slash. And, yeah, they were not going to call it, and they looked up, down by 3. Well, this will be Dakota. They have to score on this power play if they want to have any chance in this one.
Yeah. And the refs have to establish their presence in saying, you know, this is a 3-goal lead, but we're still watching. Don't try anything too shady or physical.
That's back to the point, kept in there by Dacey. Dacey fires it over to Porzadnik. Porzadnik shot, he scores! Oh, he's been on fire.
That's exactly what Dakota needed.
Alec Porzondik, top cheddar. And I don't know, that was sharp cheddar right there. That's his favorite kind of cheese.
That was the high-end cheese right there.
5:32 to go in the third period, and this is a whole new hockey game. They strike on the power play off the initial faceoff. A pass from Dacey right over to Porzondik, who's having probably the strongest game of any Cougar.
Yeah, I think he might have had some obstacles in his way with that shot.
And that puck, that icing is waved off. Kushai plays it behind to Jake Burns. I haven't seen a Cougar that precise since my last time at the Kit Kat Club. Puck in behind, Eisenhower controls. Calling for it, not going to get it. Going the other way, Dakota 1-on-4, however. Just going to have to get it deep, they do. By Zopek, Lucas Zopek. He had the first goal of the game for the Dakota Cougars. Blake Kushai pulls it up. Gets it in the zone now. Big hit there. Haste goes in after it. He's up against Luke Dacey. Puck bouncing around in the corner, not out. Jake Burns has it there. He has a goal earlier. That was handled by Reardon after the deflection in front, patted away to the corner. Dakota has it. And it bounces over the stick and will go all the way down the ice. No, they're not going to ice it. Jake Burns has it. He's going to set up, wait for his offense to set up. No pressure coming from the Cougars. They're tipped in. That's Adrian DeBrango, picks it up. Oh, nice toe drag, gets it back. Passes Haste, wasn't quite ready, but he gets it, fires a shot, and Reardon smothers it there. Faceoff will come up to his left. 4:10 to go in period number 3. Eisenhower leads this one 5-3 over the Dakota Cougars, but Cougars are pressing here late in this third period.
Absolutely, yeah. Head coach Jim Andenoff's got to be wondering when to pull the goalie to get that extra skater.
The Dakota fans are sticking around, though, although they don't look too thrilled. Sticking around to hope that they can see a nice comeback here. Puck down the ice, won't be enough for icing there, as Saltman going to go back behind his own end. Pressured hard by Carson Lulich, and able to get it out. There goes Vicari, over the blue line, 1-on-3. It's the puck taken from him, out off the glass, and here he goes. Oh! That's going to be a penalty on Svetnovsky.
I got it.
Oh.
Here we go. We got some guys going back and forth. Vicari pushing and shoving. Svetnovsky's going to get the tripping call. We're going to see here. That was Connor Frederick.
Connor Frederick with a little chip. You got to watch out for that.
I don't know what's going on here. There's Amelie Schmidt just took down Nick Svetnovsky on his way to the penalty box. But no call there. Just Svetnovsky going to get 2 for tripping. And Dakota could make this real interesting with a goal. Svetnovsky made a good play on it, but their legs got intertwined. And we saw Connor Frederick go head over heels into the ice. As we see right here, he comes across, and his leg took out Frederick's leg. And we're going to see Amelie Schmidt get kicked out of the face-off circle. So Connor Frederick wins it to Schmidt. There's a shot deflected up into the netting in front. I don't think that ever got through to Dominic Barton. On the shot by Tyler Domzalski, that was deflected. And now Barton having some words with Connor Frederick. I don't think those are very friendly. This has turned into an interesting game here. 3:42 to go, 1:55 on the power play. Amelie Schmidt gets it down off the linesman, and Nade clears it barely. That was Zach Hamilton.
Tag up.
Dakota goes in after it. Barton tips it there for Kraske. Kraske tries to go up, kept in by Domzalski. Down to Porzondik. Porzondik had the big goal to make this 5-3. Off the stick of Strajecki, goes back to his own blue line, sets up this power play. They struck on their last time on a very good wrist shot by Porzondik. Puck bouncing around. Dakota will control in their own end, however. Schmidt, cross-ice pass. Kraske goes in after it, takes a big hit there by Connor Frederick. Back to the point. There's a shot, deflected, big pad save. It's loose still, out to the side. And Dakota, big hip check there by Connor Frederick. He's playing with an edge here on this power play. Now he has it in the corner. Jake Burns can't quite get it out. Rombach a shot. That was by Schmidt from Rombach, put away by Barton.
That was a huge
Melly
play.
Schmidt has
Rombach
it.
keeping it in the zone like that.
Back to Domzalski to Schmidt. Schmidt a shot deflected just wide by Porzondik. 35 seconds left in the Dakota power play. Emeli Schmidt over to the side, and that's intercepted and cleared down the ice by Nolan of the Eagles, and he gets off on a good penalty kill, but good pressure there by the Dakota Cougars. 5-3, 2:08 to go in the period, and the game. 19 seconds on this Dakota Cougar power play. One last rush, it appears, and he gets it in over center. Barton goes in, can't tip it. Vasilevsky has it, chips it out, and that puck is cleared out to center, but into the bench. This faceoff will come back in deep to the right of Barton. It sounds like there's a little message being sent by the DJ as they play It's Too Late. This could be a hidden message, and this might spark the Dakota Cougars if they win this draw. 7 seconds left in the penalty to Nick Svetnovsky. 1:53 left in regulation. Timeout called by Dakota, so we're going to see what happens here. They need to win this faceoff, and they need to score, I would say, within the next 30 seconds, and then try to pull their goaltender and see what happens.
Yeah, the big thing right now is they have to stay composed. It's easy to get frustrated, especially when these late hits are coming in after the whistle hits. Dakota's just got to let that slide because you don't want another penalty. You don't want to be coming shorthanded during these last almost 2 minutes in the third period.
A penalty would be pretty lethal now for the Dakota Cougars. They need to try to strike on the 7 seconds left in this power play. And just keep getting shots on net. Svetnovsky stands waiting to come out in 7 seconds. One of the better defenders for the Eagles. He's had a strong physical game today. Jake Burns had another big game, and he had a nice crucial goal. But guys to look out for, I've not seen much of Andrew Brooks since his penalty after the Eisenhower goal that was questioned after he served the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Haven't seen much of him, and he's an explosive player. So it looks like Connor Frederick and Tyler Porzondik have been controlling this game. Or I'm sorry, Alex Porzondik, who had that big third goal for the Cougars.
This looks like they're pulling the goalie right now, Nick.
Not
this is
a
going to be a long 7 seconds for Svetnovsky in the box.
Not a bad thing you got to do here. Down 2, you got to pull him sooner than later. The old Jeff Blashill will pull him with 3 minutes left. It's kind of excessive, but there we see that gaping net down the other way. You know the Eagles are going to be looking at that. Good face-off win there by Reese Buckner. There's a shot by Schmidt. He's upset with himself, but a smothering save and good freeze. No rebound by Dominic Barton. Still 1 second left in the power play, so a chance to win the draw and go from here, but they have to win the draw. Reese Buckner did a good job of doing so on the last faceoff, and he wins another. There's Connor Frederick with the backhand. It's loose in front. Oh, man. That was closed by Brad Lusky, and it's cleared out to center. There's Josh Zara to Matthew Haste with the empty net. Couldn't do anything with it. Cleared out the other way with Shane Rombach with a nice play.
They got 2 guys back. They got to rush. They got to hurry back.
Good defensive play there by Blake Kushai.
And that one looks like it's staying up there, Nick.
Yeah,
that was quite the deflection.
Not something you see every day. That puck's a goner. Well, that was as close as you're going to get without scoring Brad Lusky and Shane Rombach down there. And the Cougars pretty lucky that Matthew Haste or Josh Zara was not able to convert on the empty net. And it's their best faceoff man, Reese Buckner, back to the draw against the Eagles' best faceoff man in Barrett. And Barrett wins it cleanly. Burns high off the glass, kept in though. And a screen set by the linesman as Emeli Schmidt goes in, strong with the puck, out to center. Loose, Lusky a shot, big save by Dominic Barton. Through traffic, Brad Lusky has been buzzing here the last shift here, and Dominic Barton says, not today. So we're gonna get another gander at that right here. Hard, low shot, trying to slide it through the 5-hole or past the pad, but Buckner gonna stay out to take the straw. 1:14 to go in the third period, 5-3 Eisenhower. Draw 1 by Adrian DeBrango. Emeli Schmidt keeps it in momentarily. DeBrango out off the boards. Controlled. Lusky. Back to Rombach. Dakota. Oh, there it is. McClellan at the empty net, just wide. Shane Rombach has it there for Dakota behind his own net. McClellan was pressuring.
A lot of clenched fists by Eisenhower fans when that puck went and missed the net.
Intercepted by DeBrango. Big hit on by Brad Lusky. 40 seconds to go here in regulation. And knocked in deep by the Cougars, 35 and counting. Connor Frederick to Emeli Schmidt. Got his man off the bench, deflected just wide. There it is behind. And where's the puck on the side of the net? And Rombach's able to keep it in momentarily. Shot down towards the empty net, but blocked by Brad Lusky. 16 seconds to go in regulation. Time appears to be running out on Dakota. And it's out to center now. 2-on-2 for Dakota with 8 seconds left. Puck stolen nicely, though, by Nolan. Bodies flying everywhere. This game appears to be over. The Eisenhower Eagles knock off the Dakota Cougars 5-3 in this final game of the regular season, as both teams will head to the state playoffs. But one team more happy than the other as they take the MAC Red regular season title, but by a 5-3 win over the Dakota Cougars. What a strong game all the way around, though. Dakota definitely pressured, though, pretty well. Eisenhower, though, comes out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dakota's got to be, we were talking about it before, their goaltender, Aaron Reardon, that definitely kept them in this game. And then towards the end of the game, I feel like the momentum shifted, and then it went to Dominic Barton that kept Eisenhower on top. Definitely
good pressure by Dakota late, but good, strong, constant play all the way across the board. Consistent play by the Eagles leads them to this victory. Dan, it's been a pleasure calling this game with you and for everybody here at Shelby TV on this production crew, the camera personnel, and the truck gang. I'm Nick Buckler with Dan Myers saying so long from Suburban Ice. Final score, Eisenhower Eagles 5 and the Dakota Cougars 3.